All right, man. Peace. So now I did a previous video on a boxer named Adrien Broner. I stated in the video that I believe that he was suffering from a lot of manic depressive issues, which a lot of young black males are suffering from, specifically due to the lack of culture that we have in this society for so-called young black males. What happens a lot of times is that, due to the environment that they're raised in, they start to put the wrong thing on a pedestal. They start to worship certain things as idols. And when those things fail them, oftentimes they turn to substance abuse. That's why things like weed smoking and alcohol are overly glorified amongst our people. And I see in this person, Adrien Broner, a person who clearly is suffering from a lot of mental problems. I'm not going to speculate too much on what those problems are because I don't know him personally. But, oftentimes people have these issues because of some type of childhood trauma. But let's see how they cover the story.
Moving on to Adrien Broner, who was arrested on an outstanding warrant after he was riding around in a car riddled with bullets. A really bizarre story. And TMZ Sports has video of him being taken into custody by police.
Yeah, crazy story, Van. Thursday morning, early, Adrien Broner is driving around in a white Chevy Suburban, crossing over from Cincinnati, where he's from, into Kentucky when he gets stopped by cops. They found that he actually had a warrant, had to do with an old arrest from 2014. The crazy part, though, is that the car, like you said, was riddled with bullet holes. We actually got the video from the arrest.
Adrien's reaction to being arrested after he had just allegedly been shot at it's crazy. Check out the video.
And now you have to wonder why a man who's a millionaire and who's been in the public eye for the last 5 years, why are you driving around with open warrants for your arrest? Wouldn't you want to rectify those issues as soon as possible and move forward with your life? Wouldn't that be what you would do if you had some type of common sense or intelligence?
Check out the video.
And I just got shot at, man.
But you don't know nothing about that, right? You don't know who did it, you don't know nothing?
I swear to God, I don't.
All right. Well, we got Cincinnati looking into it, though.
Hold on, wait, listen. I'm gonna go.
I understand.
This guy's totally discombobulated. He's drunk out of his mind. You're supposed to be a professional athlete, specifically a boxer. Why are you getting drunk out of your mind like that, man? Getting you caught up in situations that may cost you your life.
I'm complying with you guys. Listen, I got 2 guns on me, man. That's my arms, man. That's what.
He said he has 2 guns on him, his arms. That stuff only counts in the ring, man. Let me tell you something. Out in the street, they don't give a damn how good you are with your hands. Oh man, this brother needs a lot of help, man.
That's what I do for a living.
I like it.
Come on, man. I'm rich. I don't give a about nothing, man. Bitch ass tried to kill me, man. They punk ass.
See, a lot of times, many so-called black males, especially in entertainment, they like to brag about how much money they have and how they're being attacked and harassed by dudes that are not as financially as well off as they are. When you continue to put that type of energy in the atmosphere, you attract that type of attention. All right. Oftentimes, many times people who are in bad economic situations, what really feeds into their jealousy is when you're constantly trying to promote how much more money you have than they do. All right. Very, very bad situation this guy's going to end up in because he's very, very hard-headed, very prideful. He's not wise. He has no prudence. Things are not going to end well for him.
Millionaire. About none of these. I'm gone. I'm a celebrity, bro. Y'all really gonna hurt my hands like this and not fight in June? Is it too tight? Yes.
I can loosen them. That's all I can do.
Just loosen them then.
That's all I can do, man.
Wow. I mean, listen, that's a situation where Adrien Broner was clearly keyed up, did not want whoever wants to go to jail to go to jail. And it seemed as if, though, even though he was cursing and all that stuff, that the cops remained professional and everybody was able to kind of do their jobs right there.
Yeah, they're weird. It's almost strange because he's getting taken in on something that's relatively minor, whereas it seems like he could have been killed only moments earlier.
Yeah.
He's so drunk and possibly high out of his mind, it hasn't even registered to him that he could have lost his life. Or maybe he's been in so many of those situations that he's numb to it. Either way, when you watch the full broadcast of this situation here, he starts talking about how some other chick is calling him his other wife and all this other stuff. Like, he's all over the place.
The weird thing about this,
and there's nothing wrong with a man having more than one wife, by the way. There's nothing wrong with a man having multiple wives, okay? As long as everything is in order. But I doubt I doubt that he has his stuff in order.
the shooting allegedly happened in Cincinnati, and we spoke with Cincinnati police. Now, they're trying to investigate this shooting here. There were bullet holes in the car, but they said that the investigation's at a standstill because Adrien won't talk to them.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're probably not going to get any cooperation for guys who are still adhering to rules that they learned in Italian gangster movies and on rap albums, and not cooperating when people are trying to investigate dudes that are taking shots at your lives. But if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
Well, we already know that he's not going to talk about who tried to take a shot at him, man. Come on. That's not even a possibility. You know, maybe because he knows the person who tried to take a shot at him. Maybe he's familiar with the person. All right, you have to wonder how these type of situations get started. It's similar to Joe Mixon. A lot of these so-called black men, they put themselves in the wrong place because they're idiots. All right. And when I say that, I'm not talking about all brothers. I'm talking about the ones who constantly get in the same situation over and over and over again. All right. Sometimes people are magnets for negativity. Right. You attract what you emit. Whatever you emit is what you're going to attract. So if you're always attracting negativity, it's because that's the energy that you're emitting. Sometimes you have to learn how to be by yourself. All right. You very rarely see loners that are locked up. Most of these guys that are in prison are over who they fellowship with. All right. Adrien Broner is somebody who's he's on thin ice.
Dude.
Thank God he was okay. He didn't get hit. It could have been a lot worse than just.
Could have been a lot worse.
Can
I tell you something else?
Yeah.
If you're Adrien Broner in that situation, you know, he's had his legal troubles before, so him being, you know, involved with the police is not that much of a surprise.
No.
Wouldn't you kind of want to go to jail?
Yeah, like someone's out there
somebody's trying to take a shot at you. The safest place to be might be behind bars.
No, the safest place to be would be in your house. Like, I don't understand that. You have all these, you know, you got multiple wives. Why are you at some random bar with a bunch of silly niggas for, man? You should be at one of your wives' houses about to get some ass. Like, I don't understand that. I've never understood the notion of people getting publicly intoxicated. There's nothing good that comes from public intoxication. All right? You either have to make a fool of yourself leaving the establishment and get into some type of vehicle, or you're driving drunk, or you're getting in an altercation with another idiot that's publicly intoxicated. All right? Wouldn't it make sense for you to be intoxicated at home with your woman and then y'all engage in whatever, you know, sexual acts that y'all engage in, and you enjoy each other's company and so on and so forth? One would think, right?
But we're going to stay on top of this one. Let you know what happens with not only that arrest, but of course, with the investigation going on to the shooting allegedly that happened in Cincinnati.
Well, the investigation into the shooting is not going to lead anywhere. It's not going to lead anywhere at all. But Adrien Broner is a guy who has like 5 or 6 children, man. You know, you got to think about your children sometimes. But anyway, I'm sure that this is not the last time that there'll be a report on Adrien Broner. Peace.